Dumalang, and welcome to your #1 youth show, Expressions, right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure and SABC Lihaye. On the show today, we are celebrating learners who endured sleepless nights preparing for their final year of high school. Baphumelela bantwana sithi halala halala dihamba noAza.
Sithi halala kubo ngempela Kholosa. You know, namhlanje I thought this is a big show, so I have to be right here at studio. Expressions Azaria Wagakhoza. Now, the Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga said matric results for the last 5 years showed that the education system in the country was stabilizing. Now, over 900,000 candidates who wrote between October and last year, they received their results last week on Friday. Now, despite the challenges faced during the exam season, Motshekga said that the results were promising.
The system is stabilizing, because for me the biggest fear is when you have a system that today you are at 30, tomorrow 50, 100. So it does show that there's something wrong. But the system is really stable. And when the system is stable, we're then able to see where the weak points are, what are the things we have to strengthen. And we can assure you, and even when it's stable, even in terms of numbers and percentage of kids that came into grade 1 who are here, to say where are the problems, where are they dropping, and that's what now our focus is. Moving forward, I do hope even in the 7th administration, we'll even go beyond which province is #1. We look now at the NDP indicators. Which province has more kids taking maths? Which province has more kids in bachelors? Which province is keeping more learners at school or has higher retention levels? And that's the space we're moving in, because it's quite clear now that the system is stabilized.
Thank you so much to the Basic Minister of Education, Angie Motshekga. To help us unpack that in studio, we are joined by the National Department of Basic Education. I'm talking about Terence Kala, and also we have a teacher, Uthandiwe Somniso. Lady and gent, welcome to Expression. How are you?
Good day.
Very well, thanks. Very well, thanks. Pleasure to be with you again.
Of course. I mean, we are celebrating, you know, our matriculants. They did very well comparing to other years. I want to start with you, Terence. I mean, what's the department's secret to ensuring that, I mean, this is a case for many years to come?
Well, I mean, no secret, essentially. I think it's just down to the hard work of everybody within the sector, you know. So I think first and foremost is to congratulate the class of 2023, but also to congratulate everybody that played such a significant role. I'm talking about all of the stakeholders within the sector, predominantly our provinces, obviously our teachers, the schools, but obviously all of our sponsors and stakeholders as well that played such an important role from making sure that learners were able to have access to schools over weekends for extra tuition. We have partners that obviously assisted us in making sure that we had online resources that were available, but also teachers themselves giving of their time to be available to ensure that we could obviously assist these learners in their curriculum recovery, but also making sure that they were adequately prepared for their matric examinations last year.
Amazing work, and we have one teacher right here. I mean, we cannot leave you guys behind. I mean, the extra sweat, the extra classes that you do to ensure that learners actually reach their potential. I mean, part of the work that you do, it's also to change their life and inspire their dreams. I want to understand from you, I mean, what have been some of the methods that you had to do to ensure that, I mean, they pass so successfully?
Thank you. You know what, the most important thing is having a vision and systems in place that will assist you in ensuring that whatever methods that you are applying or implementing, that they become successful. Secondly, we have morning classes, afternoon classes, Saturday classes, evening classes, as well as we open a week before the reopening of the schools every year since 2012.
You're talking about the extra work that you have to do to ensure that, I mean, today we are celebrating their amazing work. But Terence, I mean, there seems to be a percentage of these candidates who actually did not make it. What seems to be the problem?
Yeah, certainly, Kolos. I mean, obviously, we do face this challenge every year where we have learners that do end up dropping out of the system. And it's obviously something that we've continued to focus on as a sector. We have also then obviously ensured that we also introduce the aspect of progressed learners to make sure that we also then help some of these learners to defend that aspect of them dropping out of the system. But obviously, education is a societal issue, and I think there's a myriad of societal factors that also then do end up affecting learners. Some of them do fall prevalent to issues like teenage pregnancy, but we do then have our policy on the prevention of teenage pregnancy, on the prevention and management rather of teenage pregnancies, and this is obviously one of the mechanisms that we're trying to use to make sure that we do empower schools to be able to assist learners to not then drop out of the system, and we make sure that we can carry all of the learners that come in. But obviously there are a myriad of social factors that do then impact on them, but obviously as a sector it is something that has continued to concern us, but we do obviously then make sure that we do support our schools and support every learner from a psychosocial perspective. That's why we also then have aspects like our National School Nutrition Program as well. We do have then linkages that we create with the Department of Health as well to make sure that we can really bring all a basket of societal factors towards the child and make sure that we can really protect and nurture their education.
In our school, I would say psychosocial issues are the most ones that are really impacting negatively on the learners' performances, because they're coming from an environment where there's high rate of unemployment, and they will come to school without having food. Other children are from child-headed homes, and so that has a negative impact. So as a school, we try to engage and collaborate with the community members and like all the different stakeholders that can assist us in ensuring that we support the learners. We have programs at schools whereby when we want to offer psychological help, where we screen and identify learners who have challenges in terms of not being able to cope due to certain different reasons. Like I've mentioned, those ones who are using substances, because remember, episode, for example, is a violent with crime, high rate of crime as well. So you need to ensure that learners are at school. Earlier on, I mentioned that we have evening classes, like cross-night classes. So they start at 6 in the evening till 6 in the morning. So how do we do it? We ensure we collaborate with the community. We ask the SGP to come and assist our learners in making sure that there is safety and security around them. So they'll be at school, the SGP will be there. We have support of the district. They will come with our IDSOs. The parents are there to make sure that these learners are safe. Because if we do not ensure that, meaning that learners will not be able to write their exams, and they won't succeed in their lives.
Terrence, we want to keep the momentum. We want 100%, but I mean, we'll have that when we come from the ad break. Usabugeli expressions, Mugeli Apoekaya. We are celebrating matriculants who have done extraordinary well in their academic year, despite the challenges that they have faced, proving that success is indeed hard, but it is achievable. You are watching Expressions. Let's take a quick commercial break. Do not move a muscle.
Siphinde sikwamukele mbukeli woza hlala phansi siqhubeke nohlelo lena i-expression khona la kunqa phambili SABC1 Mzansi for sure. Now matric results are essential as they help learners to pursue a particular career, but not everyone who sits for them passes the first time. Now failure in matric exams can be attributed to several things. Ngiphumile ke mbukeli ngathatha uhambo ngaye emigwaqeni yaseJozi kwayindonga ziyaduma ngiyobuza ukuthi intsha ingabe ithini ngemiphumela yakulonyaka, and this is what they had to say. Ngibonge kakhulu kuwe Liema. Yes mbukeli, the matric results are finally out. Elethina siyithimba le-expressions silapha emgwaqeni yaseJozi namhlanje ukuzama ukuthola kwintsha ukuthi ingabe bangathanda ukuthini kwintsha mhlambe engayenzanga kahle ezifundeni zabo.
To all those who didn't do good, there's still like a chance, guys. Y'all can still do better. Y'all can still upgrade your marks.
They can do a higher certificate. There's nothing bad about not doing well. There's always a second chance. ngeke ngapass matric ngabuyela esikoleni then ngapass matric ngathola bachelor so bengelahli ithemba sekhona ithemba baqhubeke nje beyimisele lokho ekuzolunga.
So don't be discouraged with what you get, because there are like varsities and colleges that can take you even though you don't have matric.
Cela ukuthi bangalahli ithemba na next year basangakwazi ukuthi balungise ifundo zabo kancane kancane noma ungeke uzuthathe makubuthi uzoxakeka ungeke uthatheni ngithathe ezu2 ezu3 just ukuthi ulungise nje kuzohamba kwesikhathi kuzoba right.
If uphumelelanga just get what you love. Ninte siyenza imistake kakhulu like sifuna uqeda matric singazi ukuthi sizoyenzani next year and that thing like ya depressed share anxiety ebhaya. So basically mongaphumelanga grand I best believe this is your year again. Ungacalela phansi rewrite sicalela phansi futhi again.
Siyacela bafethu ningakhathali nikhuthali bafethu niphindeni futhi bafethu nizame futhi ukuphasa ama chance abaphasile siyabonga ama chance ama ducks yizo thank you bafethu.
Amazing comments coming from Emgwaqeni yaseJozi. Right now I'm with the top achievers. I'm surrounded by top achievers. Guys, welcome to Expressions. How are you feeling right now? Are you good?
Very good.
Welcome to Expressions. All right, now before we start right into the interview, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. And I want to start with you, Basetsana. Can you just tell me about your matric results and also how many decisions did you get? Which subjects were you doing as well?
My name is Basetsana. I'm from a local school called Raymond Mhlaba in a township. I was doing sciences, which was physical sciences, mathematics, life orientation, accounting, and LO. I got 7 distinctions.
7 distinctions,
Yes.
Wow, amazing. Shibona, can you also tell me about your achievements?
Well, I'm Shibona Sobomukasi. I'm also from a township school called Raymond Mhlaba School of Specialization. So I was in the general stream. I was doing maths literacy, geography, and tourism.
Wow.
So I got 6 distinctions.
Okay, beautiful. And Ricky, I'm going to jump right straight to you. Also tell me about your achievements as well and how many distinctions did you get?
I got 8 distinctions.
8 of them. Wow.
In maths, science, IT, Hebrew, life orientation, English, and Zulu. And I
Okay.
think I'm missing one.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. Yakira?
I'm from King David High School, Linksfield, and
Yeah.
I got 9 distinctions. I took the core subjects and I also chose biology, science, Hebrew, accounting, and AP Maths.
All right. Still on you, Yakira, I just want you to tell me a bit about time management, you know, because when it comes to education, you know, chores at home, and also having to do extracurricular activities as well. How did you balance everything out?
Totally. Matric, I feel like it's like a balancing trick at the circus. You just have to try and prioritize everything and put in a lot of effort into the things that you appreciate and you love. I was captain of the swimming team, so I started my mornings at 6 in the morning at school. We would swim, train to swim the mid-mile, and then I would start my day, finish school at about 5 p.m. and go home, do some work. But the true key to success is that you need to know that it's about quality over quantity. And if you can tell that you're really like tired out and you're not working that well, you know that you're not really getting the answers right, move on, maybe go to the gym, you can go read a book, just do what, go to your serenity place, be in your oasis.
You're also from a school, SABC. What would you say about this? Do you think uhulumeni tends to focus more on the IEP system? What can we do to balance out Lama systems or to the 2 education systems?
Yeah, I feel like as township school, we are more disadvantaged than other schools because we don't have things like extracurricular activities. All we ever do was focusing on our studies, studying from 7 a.m. till 4 p.m. So there are not other things, and our schools are not well equipped. So the government can do much more about it. It's more like we can focus on education, but there are other things. Some people just need sports, something like sports and things to focus on. So
Yeah. So you guys are very highlighting a very important factor, you know, which is that social ills do affect education quality in our society. I also want to touch base on tutoring, guys. I'm not sure if any of you did attend, you know, tutors and all of that. How do you think it's important as a student that if you're suffering or you're not doing well academically on one subject, you can, you know, consult a tutor? Is it important?
I think it's nice to have lots of different options to be able to, when you're struggling, reach out. Whether it's asking a teacher to stay behind after school hours or going to them in your breaks, which I know that we all did a lot. A lot of our breaks were spent in our teachers' classrooms or people going to private tutors after school, just doing whatever you need to get yourself to feel confident for your exams.
All right, Yakira, the future. Let's speak about the future prospect right now. You just finished your matric. Where are you going next year or this year? Have you thought, are you going to take a gap year or are you going straight into tertiary?
I'm going straight into studying. I'm starting at Wits University and I'm going to be studying a medical degree.
Amazing. And you?
Well, I'm also going into tertiary. I'll be doing Bachelor of Laws at Wits University.
Okay.
And I'm also going to tertiary. I'll be studying accounting sciences at the University of Pretoria.
Okay, Ricky, what are you going to be studying?
I'm also going to Wits and I'm studying biomedical engineering.
Okay, so you guys are just going to be friends, right? You might just chill together. All right, so now I just also want us to touch base on social ills. You know, in South Africa, there's a high unemployment rate when it comes to the youth and all of that. Are you guys hopeful? Are you discouraged by how, you know, the economy is looking right now in our country? I'm going to start with you.
Oh yes, looking at the unemployment rate, a lot of learners they can pass matric and go to tertiary, but some of them they can't put up with the pressure, they just drop out, which makes the unemployment rate even higher. So I just think like from working hard, like there must be a lot of focus at the tertiary level because that's where like a lot of job opportunities they must come from because they drop out at then while they were there.
Yeah. Yakira, are you hopeful?
I'm hopeful. I see that our grade across the board throughout the country, they're really exceptional people. They're so talented and I see such potential for people to use their talents and their special abilities to be able to make new employments and new job opportunities for themselves and others.
Yeah, all right. Before we wrap this up, Shibono, I also want you to speak a bit about encouragement. Let's give sikhuthaze abantu abahleli emakhaya. You know, there's a learner who's sitting out there watching the interview right now, ofunda eLethulwazi High School, who might be thinking, I can't get 7 distinctions. How did you do it? Just ukhuthaza abantu ekhaya.
Okay, it's all about determination. It's all about you being focused. It's all about confidence. That's the most important thing. Be confident in yourself, trust in yourself, believe in yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can do it. I can make it. It's all about me. It's all about my future. Go out there. Don't compare yourself to the next person because we're not gifted equally, right? Just look at the person next to you as your destiny helper, as a friend who's going to help you towards your future and towards your achievements. Have goals, have future aspirations, have hope. You can do it. If I did it, you can do it. Don't give up, just keep on keeping on.
Absolutely amazing. All right, now before we go, I just want you to say, halala class of 23, halala.
Halala.
Beautiful. All right, guys, on endlebe uzwile okwamanje ke siqu 8 dollars siyabuya ungayindawo. What's the comparison between the people who matriculate in the rural areas and those who do so in the urban areas? Ngaphandle kokupholisa abaseko mbukela ake size ukuthi intsha ithini.
There's something good that the private schools are clearly doing that the public schools are failing in. So learning what exactly do the private schools do and maybe try adapt them.
They obviously pay the teachers well. So if you pay the teachers well, I think they might also do a good job.
Normal in the rural areas, you can always like Google stuff, man. Like internet nakhona iyafika nangada.
Abantwana must get like equal education. They should be supplied ngama textbook ngayo yonke into. And then also extra lessons are very important.
People need to start taking tutoring very serious from a very young age because people find they think tutoring is like a privilege, but it really isn't. It's a necessity because a lot of people don't know how to grapple information and knowledge and applying it.
Angibona ukuthi mhlawumbe ukuthi kusemakhaya kuselokishini kunomthelo ngaka kuya ngokuthi nje wena umisela kangakanani emsebenzini lapho esikole.
Life is process bafethu yabo. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you pass. Yonke into challenge. When you in fear of something, you must take courage. You know, courage in fear is bravery. So take courage. Uthathe ama steps uzikhulise uzibhile from leyo failure obuya kuyo. Mina khona no nami nginenkinga zami yabo mara anyeke ngizibulale mfethu. I'm going to be patient, ngiyozama persevere, ngiyozama ukuphumelela bafethu. Kuzolunga one day bafethu.
Welcome back. You are still tuning into your #1 youth show right here on SABC 1 and SABC Lihaye. We are, of course, celebrating matriculants who are living a proof that possibilities are endless. Amid all odds, they succeeded. They ate and left no crimes. Joining me is, of course, Terence Kala from the Department of Basic Education, and we have our amazing teacher, Thandi Wesomni. So welcome back again to Expressions. Is that right?
Very good.
Yes, the mothers and the fathers of the achievers. I mean, we had on the desk, one of the top achievers, Terence, she was saying that, yes, I've made it, but I mean, they do not have extracurricular activities in their school, especially in the townships. And I mean, also in the rural areas, they seem to not have the luxury of getting these activities. I want to understand, when it comes to support, what will you be doing differently this year to make sure that, I mean, they are unleash their best potential?
I'd like to steal a theory or an expression from our Director General, who speaks about the Kaizen theory, which is a Japanese theory of gradual progression. And I think the results themselves have shown that, but also as a department, we continue to grow gradually and to make consistent improvements. And I think these are some of the things that we'll continue to look at. But obviously, I did mention earlier on that education is a societal issue. And it does then boil down to us as a society collectively pulling hands together to make sure that we can be able to then assist these learners. School sports is definitely something that's very important for our learners, because we do obviously want to build them holistically. And we do understand the values that are also entrenched through sports, the aspects of teamwork, time management, and those kind of things. So those definitely do contribute. And that's definitely part of our approach as a department, to make sure that we really do build well-rounded learners.
Wow, I like that, building well-rounded learners. And I mean, we are seeing them, they are so self-motivated. And I must say that one principle that stands out is the principle of excellence, which proves that indeed, I mean, for excellence, you must birth sacrifice. I want to understand, we are entering now the 2024 academic year. What sort of advice, that piece of advice you'd give learners so that they ace this year?
Prepare now. Already you are late. As I said earlier on, we started on the 8th at our school to ensure that we understand them, and then we know exactly what it is that we need to do in trying to help them. Like the first thing that we do as a school, we ensure that we assess learners frequently. Whatever subtopic that you teach, assess, because it makes you, it gives you a clear understanding of where your learners are. And with that, you are able to profile them and prepare them according to their needs.
Yeah.
Secondly, accountability as a teacher. We need to be accountable. How do we become accountable? After assessing your learner, give feedback to them. As well as you, as SMT and the principal will also request one-on-one or subject teachers to get the information on how are they doing, how are the learners, where they need support. So you don't only support the learners, teachers as well, they need to be supported emotionally, as well as being developed in terms of curriculum delivery. So that gives us a chance to ensure that we produce quality results.
Quality over quantity. Thank you so much for joining us, Terence. Now at Tichalagazi, you're doing such amazing work. I hope that we keep the momentum. We 100%.
Without a doubt, definitely.
All right, thank you so much, Mbukeliwe Expressions, for being part of this conversation. Very important one, Azaria.
Very important one. What distinctions are
Mina? 10.
Hayi ngambukela isizulu siyasho sithi okungapheli kuyahlola kodwa kasinishiyi nodwa imbonge eyinqayizivele uIcolade unqangila ke siye kuye
kuthi kutekulwa etsheni kwethulwe sambulo lesikhulu semihla ngemihla imbambana ndlela kubongelela nekuhlabelela kulabanye dinyembeti nebhlungu la kumbambana ndlela kungena sempilo sikolwa tandla tiphetse mandla ekukhetha tiyasefa tindlebe lokwamkelwa yingqondo la kumbambana ndlela takhe allow yourself to change. Science says you are mostly water, so flexibility is innate, and with your many bones it is easy to decompose into Eden, into the thought of the creator of you, to make yourself anew in your own image, to before you were dust, before you saw a reflection of you on soil and somehow believed you lacked worth, a belief taught by the face of the dark, chaos of unfaithful friends, fearful family projecting on fears on you in you is ability to God. So shout that there be light when you are alone with yourself. For beauty bears itself in the best of ideas when you speak your heart into existence. Your dreams plate themselves into night skies under your eyelids, bearing a fruitful smile as satisfaction learns and yearns for more hope of you from you in the beginning. Allow yourself to change, the gift given for excellence. Accolade.